thanks for stopping by. I'm Ghost Prime. We're going to look at Generation 1 Headmaster Hardhead with Duros. Now, he did appear briefly in the Rebirth, the cartoon, and he's been in subsequent comics and other things since then. But he was also in the Japanese Headmasters, featured, obviously he's a Headmaster.
Obviously.
Headmasters, as I've said before in some of my other videos, were different in Japan. In the US, these guys were Nebulons, and the Transformer body gave his head to be an alien guy, and did he control it?
They think by working together, they have the advantage.
I thought it was a weird concept as a kid. But in Japan, the head is the actual robot, the body's a transector, and together it's one being. I think that makes more sense than in the US, where they were alien races. What do you think about that? You let me know in the comments. I really think it's a very weird concept. This guy was released in 1987, and I never had him. Now, my cousins got him, and I borrowed him, and I lost the head before I even made it home. It was one of those things, you drop it, and it into the ether.
It was here. It was right here.
Anyway, I'm going to try to make this video as short as possible, so please like and subscribe. And without any further ado, let's get to the review.
Let's search that planet, Magnus. We've got to find them. With their help, we can defeat the Decepticons.
Look, it's the Headmaster Autobots.
Incredible!
Yes, the driver of the vehicle actually becomes the head of the robot.
Headmaster Transformers, much more than meets the eye. The Transformers.
And here we have Hardhead with Duros and his guns. He comes with two rifles that are exactly the same and are hollow on one side, which is a shame because they look really good. I love the design on these things. And they can actually post up in these ports here, 5mm ports, like so. So he has a lot of weaponry. And also here we have Duros, his partner, which I love the detail on these little guys. And what he could do is he could sit inside the cockpit, just like you could do with any of the Headmasters, larger Headmasters. That is very cool. And there you have him. And he's a cool looking tank mode. I mean, it's definitely not real world, but doesn't need to be. I mean, it is just awesome. Love the sticker detail on it. Rolls. Really chunky feeling toy. When this thing was new, man, this thing was awesome. Love this toy. Now, he does have a rub sign. And it is hot here, as you can tell. It's really, really dark. It does still work there. It lightens up a little bit. But he's just a really cool figure. Now, you see that coming out right there. That does snap in, but I will show you why this one no longer does. Right after we go through a comparison with Chrome Dome here. And Chrome Dome isn't very small of a car by himself, so he actually is a decent size tank. Let's get him into robot mode. But first, I do want to mention there are tabs here that go into these, and these don't tab in anymore because the tabs have actually broken off. And it is something that's specific to this figure. This brown plastic becomes very brittle. As you can see right here, this is broken. So I dare not open this up to show the specs in there because I don't want this to completely break off. But that's not the body of this is not the hard part to find. The hard part are the guns and the head, as usual with any of these Headmasters. Let's take him out. Transforming him is super, super simple, like any G1, but I am really afraid of breaking it. So you got to move these down, around like this. And as you can see here, where the tab has broken off. So this actually this is frictioned on as well, so this could be off on a body if you find one like that if you're looking for one. This whole section comes up, flips around, and tabs in very tightly right there. That doesn't sound like it, but it really does. Just take this whole part here, move that back, and that snaps down there. Shoulder cannon stays like that. Arms up, fist out. And then he has feet. pop out like so. Duros. Fold over. Expose the face. And pop it in there. Now we go ahead and just arm him up with both of his rifles. And I wish the holes were on the opposite side because the waffling here exposes on the outside. It would be nice to keep it on the inside so it looks like that on either side. I think that would have been a good way to do it, but they didn't do it that way, and that's always bothered me ever since I was a kid. But in robot mode, he's a pretty tall bot. He's a very bricky sort of bot. This is being all one piece here. A little bit of a backpack, and he's got a thing. You can fit my fat fingers through there. And getting up close on that head sculpt, moving on down. Love the sticker detail on him, as usual, brings out a lot of detail on the stickers.
Well, hey there, everybody.
Articulation consists of this. That's it. He is not articulated in the slightest, but none of the headmasters really are, and that's not really what they were for.
It was a different time.
There he is with Hardhead, so they scale relatively well, but much, much taller than the old Autobot cars that came a few years before. So there may not be any metal on it. It may just be all plastic, but it does have size on the previous Transformers that came out just a couple years prior. And to conclude, he is a must-have for your Generation 1 collection. Just be very careful if you get one of all these tabs, especially this if you want to get one in good condition. And if you do, don't open this because this could break off very easily. It is very common on this figure. Make sure he has all the weapons because those are hard to find and could get very expensive otherwise. And yeah, good luck hunting. Let me know what you think of this guy in the comments, and I'll see you in the next review.